It's Dragon Ball time! Hello and welcome to another figure review. Today we're gonna have a look at the S.H.Figuarts Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Gogeta. It's finally time. Gogeta is one of my favorite characters of Dragon Ball, period. I mean, I've seen the Janemba movies so many times. And now he's finally canon, so he finally gets a figure alongside Broly, which we'll have a look at soon after this. But I want to have Gogeta first, alright? Let's go! Finally, this is my type of figure. Now, starting off with the size of this guy, he stands to the top of his head, 16 centimeters to the top of his hair, really. So he's, I think he's about Goku size, 6.5 inches tall. Things about Goku size, just like all the fusions are. Really a little bit in the taller area for your Saiyans. I mean, the tallest for the Saiyans. Well, there's Broly, obviously, duh. Now having a look at the face sculpt and the overall hair, I really like this one. It is clean. You got the nice shiny metallic in the Super Saiyan blue hair, which I think it's just a little tiny bit weird that you're making the metallic, but then the eyebrows aren't. Maybe it's too hard to apply, maybe with the technique they're using it doesn't really work. The other thing I noticed, he has a really sharp nose, and I know that's probably a Vegeta trait, but I don't remember Gogeta having as sharp of a nose. But once again, that's just a small nitpick. Having a look at the nice detail, the hair is very nicely molded, not an issue with that. Also pretty sharp in some places. Then you got the big puffy shoulder pads. That is definitely how you notice that it's the Dragon Ball Super Broly design from the Broly movie. Because he didn't have like such big puffy shoulder pads in the Janemba movie, and those were also orange. This one is yellow, and his vest has a little bit of a gray, kind of like a dark gray tone, while the other one was straight up black. Now the mold on it is very nice. The shoulder pads, I mean, they don't have too much detail, which once again is more Broly accurate. Right now I'm juggling between the Broly design and the Janemba design in my head, so please excuse me. He has some of the best muscle work I've seen. I mean, seriously, the abs and the chest area is really nicely done, really refined. Doesn't have any shading that would have made it even that much better. But yeah, I mean, it looks really good. I mean, look at that stuff over there. Now, as far as the paint goes, the only problem I really have, I do have a little bit of yellow lines on this side. That's a quality control issue, and they're not all gonna have that. It's just like my crappy luck as usual. And the yellow from the gray over here is a little bit unclean, but really not noteworthy. Then we go down to his kind of, well, wristbands, the big wristbands. And the fist, and down to the soft plastic. This is completely rubbery this time around. Not even hard plastic. You can have a look at more abs over there. But yeah, completely soft plastic. Can you rotate this around? Yeah, you can. But yeah, entire rubber belt. As we move down to the pants, we actually do have shading on it, but it seems kind of random. A little bit in the middle, just like still pretty bright up here, and then there's a little bit in front and center, but yeah, it's just kind of weird. I don't hate it, but it's not really that great. Just, I wish they would have made shading just like to accentuate the muscles. That would have been great. But regardless of that, let's not dwell on that too much. There's a lot of detail actually in the wrap around his legs, his thighs, and the shoes are straight up black with just like a gray line. But yeah, pretty good in detail. Dude just doesn't want to stand up right now. Just doesn't want to stand up straight. But anyway, for the articulation, we got the hat on a ball hinge, which goes forward and back and way too easily disconnects. I don't know, they didn't really leave much room for it, so it doesn't have the greatest range. Goes all the way around. Then we have ball joint at the neck. Have some rotation of that. And for the shoulder articulation, we got another ball joint in there. And the butterfly joint, to bring it all the way forward, gives you some very nice range, and you can rotate it at the ball, which is on a pack and then ends on a hinge for your shoulder articulation. Goes up 45 degrees, bicep swivel, double hinged elbow, and the fist is on another ball hinge. Can go back and forth all the way around. And the puffy shoulder pads, one's already gone out, but they're just connected to a ball joint with a long pack to your shoulder, so you can bring that down, bring it forward, and nothing at the front stopping it, so you can just play around with it. put it into position. It actually works very nice, trust me, I've tried it out. Then for your chest articulation, goes to the back, but problem with that is it leaves gaps a little bit too early for my taste. The articulation of it is very nice. As you can tell, it goes forward a lot. And let me just move that out real quick. It goes back a lot. You can see the ball joint in there, which is just in a long pack. Once again, goes out to the side and goes out to the other side and goes probably all the way around. I wouldn't force it too much though, because once again, they didn't really leave that much room, but then they left some gaps, so I'm not really sure. Hi, I'm Gogeta's Apps. I have my own cameo in this review. But yeah, by the way, there is very nice muscle work also in the back. I didn't even show you that before, but moving him around, I saw that now, so you're welcome. Then we got the belt, as once again, it is soft plastic, you can bring it around. You can rotate this piece, just packed in, and can rotate the entire lower torso, the crotch piece basically. Legs move forward very nicely, this is my favorite leg joint. Legs move to the back, they look very seamless and they work very nice, as you can tell. Have some rotation, double hinged knees, and the foot is on another ball hinge, so you can bring that to the side and forward and back. And you got a toe hinge. Now for the accessories, pretty simple stuff. You got the one face with the black hair where it just kind of has a smirk, and then you got the yelling face, power up face, and another one with the smirk in the Super Saiyan blue. Don't get a regular Super Saiyan, which is kind of a bummer, but I was thinking about it. I mean, I've made the comparisons between the Janemba and the Broly Gogeta, and they could totally roll out a repaint with Super Saiyan hair, which I don't know. I would be okay with it, I guess. Then we got some blast hands, got some grabby hands, and some posing hands as he launches into battle. And I'll leave all of that in the plastic because showing you that like this is really troublesome. Take 7. I keep re-recording the final thoughts, but anyway, just before we get to the final thoughts, I'm saying this for the 5th time or something. The eyebrows on the yelling face, you have these weird lines over here, which I guess they wanted to paint the eyebrows, but then they were like, it's way too thick. I don't know if this one's quality control or if more people have that. I kind of want to know, guys. If you have this figure, do you have these weird lines on the yelling face? Because it looks like to me like the eyebrows are painted nicely. I don't have an issue with it. Just to have a little bit of an issue with the lines. Well, it's just weird, but not that big of a deal. Now, final thoughts of this figure. I think this figure looks great. They put in a ton of detail. You got the puffy shoulders and everything. He looks super accurate to the Broly movie. And like even the ankle tape over here, it's a lot more detailed than it was for Gotenks. So kudos to that. The only kind of downside, and it's not really a big deal, is that the fact that the face is coming off a little bit too easy. Hand movement isn't the greatest, but the neck kind of makes up for it, and that you're having a little bit of a gap issue with the chest area. But then again, you're getting great articulation out of it, so it's really your job to kind of hide these things. But it's still there, so it's worth noting. But overall, I think the good outweighs the bad by a mile, so I do recommend this figure. I think it looks awesome. And I'm really happy that we're having a Gogeta, and that Gogeta is now canon in the show. So that's gonna do it, guys. As usual, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, if you enjoyed this review, hit it up with a like and subscribe to the channel so you can stay tuned for more figure reviews, card game stuff, and whatever Gogeta wants.